Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly values, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites. How are we doing? My apologies for late. You know, when you move to a new place, there's always something to be done, and that something has to be done when you have to work. It's an unspoken rule. Whatever it is that has to happen in your apartment has to happen when you are scheduled for work. It can't happen an hour early. It can't happen an hour later. It must take place when you work. It must. That's the rule, or else like you can't move to a new apartment if you don't agree to those rules. But thank you so much, Farrell. How you doing, sweetheart? It bothers me that this could have been my nieces. We're going to really talk about it. Thank you, Barry Littles. I'm going to need the Divestors, Zealous, and Sisterhood to keep that same energy. Once again, thank you, Farrell. Ismail said, can we have a video? Know how Umar supported Sukian and didn't support India Ari. He celebrates celebrities he can squeeze the most money out of, and ones that he think he can hit the cakes too. Thank you, Stephen, for the super sticker. Thank you so much for the support. Also, thank you so much, Dale, for your contribution as well. Thank you so much. And thank you, Death Before Dishonest. A salute for the knives and forks. Literally, thank you so very much. Okay, so we got a video that I need to share with you. Thank you so much, Immortal One. Say hello, beautiful one. Oh, thank you so much for the compliment and for the contribution. Thank you. Thank you so much. No, I'm not on Color People's time today. When I'm on that, that's just a couple of minutes. When it's more than 5-10 minutes, something's happening. So here's the thing. Let me see. Put this there. And we're going to pin it. Okay. All right. So we're really going to talk about this because in the comment section, people are like, oh, she's a victim. You know, it's this and it's that. What's going on? We need to find this guy because he attacked a Black woman. I am so tired of the community massing up for stuff like this. We'll form up like Voltron on the wrong thing every single time. Now I'm going to play this clip. It's got some language in it, so beware of that. And I'm going to let it run like twice or so. Okay. And then I'm going to read a couple of the comments. They're not too interesting, but I just want to give you a gist of what they are thinking. Yeah, we gonna talk about Lizzo as well. It's a couple of things we gonna talk about. But I want y'all to listen carefully at what she's saying before this dude attacks her. Just listen to what she's talking about. So without further ado, we're gonna share it, and I want you to listen closely.
Black bitch. And he said my red hair was indicative of my low poverty status. He called me a nappy head, pretty black head, black bitch. And he said my red hair was indicative of my low poverty status. He called me a nappy head, pretty black head, black bitch.
Now, before we come back, said we need to find this coward ASAP. Let me know if you know who he is. Our worst mistake was letting Zimmerman slide. He should never be able to feel that comfortable assaulting a black woman or any black person again. A lot of suckers comment and touch mine, and she didn't violate you first, and you'll get dealt with, plain and simple. Stop being weak. Fellas, that's exactly why people feel like they can do what they want to our women and get away with it. No, it's not. Not some of y'all trying to justify and make excuses for this man attacking her on camera. Real appalling. Actually, it's not. The replies from the men here is a shame. You all are wearing lace panties. Bottom line is he struck and attacked our sister, admitting his guilt. This is what the white man said. Nothing because he couldn't, because she was exposing him publicly. Now I'm going to stop sharing. So now we know she's got that red hair in her head. I want y'all to think about before because we always reacting emotionally. We always reacting to something rather than responding to things properly. We don't know what happened prior to her turning that camera on. But we know that something happened because we didn't hear him say all of what she said he said on camera. So what that tells me is a couple of things. There was an interaction of some sort happening prior to that camera coming on. And there was an interaction that was happening long enough for him to make several different comments about her appearance, about her looking like she's from the lost value system, about what she looked like and what her appearance value says about her. And it was unflattering to her. So whatever that interaction was, she decided to not let sleeping dogs lie. She decided to get her camera out and go back over to where he at. Looked like they was in a Whole Foods. To go back over to where he was at with her phone camera on, talking about what he had said to her and how rude he had been to her and all of the derogatory statements that he said to her. Now, what kind of conversation was happening that would make him make those remarks to her? So you mean to tell me that this man saw you in a store, you was minding your own business, you wasn't talking to this man, and he came over to you and he simply began to talk crazy, talk down, say derogatory things, make rude statements about your appearance and about what he thought of you and all of this type of stuff out of the clear blue sky with no provocation. There was no previous interaction that would have set him to say anything to you. You were just doing nothing more than walking down the aisle, doing your grocery shopping, quietly minding your business. And this white man from absolutely nowhere, with absolutely zero provocation, with absolutely zero prior interaction at all, decided that it was in his best interest, to come up to you and start talking, just start talking to you real crazy. While he doing his shopping, mind you, he looked like he was shopping. Somehow I find that difficult, because if he was being just a harassing person, you'd have been had your camera out like, look at him follow me around this store. Now, see, I'm not bothering him, but he's a stud. He coming over here talking. See, we would have caught him talking and saying something stupid to you while you attempt to mind your business, and he won't let you mind your business. So you were either trying to flirt with that man, or you were trying to say something to that man, and he got disgusted and told you what he really thought about you. And it was such a it was so startling, and it was so not sugarcoated. He so wasn't being politically correct about it. He wasn't being nice about it. He wasn't being tactful about it. He decided to say, girl, look, blah, blah, blah. He might have actually said those things to you. But why did he say them things to you? Because, see, in my experience shopping at Whole Foods, and I shop a lot at Whole Foods, I ain't never had no white man just roll up to me and start talking crazy out the side of his neck. I've never had that happen to me. Not saying that it's impossible. I'm just saying that that's not my experience. And I've been going to Whole Foods consistently for years in different cities, different neighborhoods. And typically what they do is that they avoid you. They don't be trying to flirt. They don't be trying to say nothing. They be doing what they doing. Cause I don't want to know. You know what? I don't want to know what he think. No way. I don't care what he think. What I care what he think of me. Who is he? Huh? Cause I'm regal in these streets. Who is he? I don't need to know what he think about me. Who cares what he think about me? I don't give two dead flies what his opinion is. He can keep it, as far as I'm concerned, because I know what he think. I know what's on his mind, and I'm not hardly interested in hearing it. I don't want to do no chit chat. I don't want to do a little, you know how you pass by something and you say so. I don't want to do that. I do that with a brother, but I don't want to do that with him. I don't want to do that with Mr. Cartwright. Mr. Cartwright can keep his opinion. to himself. Because I promise you, I don't want to hear it, and I don't care. And we're going to get to why I don't care and why you shouldn't care. But a hyena is always looking for Mr. Cartwright's approvals and validations. And when he don't give them to you, you gets upset. And I don't know why you gets upset with him. Because he has been the same Mr. Cartwright for hundreds of years. And y'all still trying to be in his face, trying to get some type of reaction or so. You're going to get a reaction, all right. She got a reaction, all right. I don't know why y'all think they're going to be civil. Thank you so much, Travel Dazzle said, the more black men lead the country, the more Zaddy will get this off. Was this the ultimate plan? If so, they assisted with the plan. Are we going to get to the plan? Thank you so much. Thank you, D. Said he could have done a quick disrespectful statement. That is possible. It happens. However, I think she tried a divestment holla and he out her in her and he put her in her place. See, I'm not saying that it is impossible for him to have said a disrespectful comment, but let's go with that. Let's go with that. Let's go with he, without provocation, flew out of his mouth with a disrespectful comment or a disrespectful action. When y'all gonna learn to stop jumping in these men's faces? This ain't the listen. I have been outside and people have been flip mouth, said something slick, and it's like, did they say that? And they mumble it kind of, but it be just loud enough for you to have known that they was directing something slick in your direction. It was for you. And they call themselves walk on off or ride on off or whatever. When y'all gonna learn to get out these men faces? Again, I don't care what he think. Y'all want these white men's approval so bad. And who cares? If he did say something, flip out his mouth, what you gonna do? You gonna whoop him? Huh? Is that what happened? You gonna whoop him? Is that what you gonna do? You gonna get in his face? You gonna teach him a lesson about talking? About saying something you don't want to hear? Or about saying something rude to you? Is that what you gonna do? You gonna pop him upside his head? What are you gonna do? I want to know what you gonna do. But get whooped on. Huh? It's been a lot of times that I've been somewhere and somebody said, no, they ain't said nothing slick. And you know what? Whatever. And you know why it's whatever? Because first of all, who are you? I ain't even gonna encounter you no more. After today, I'm probably not never see you again. So I ain't gotta have no conversation with you. Who you think you is? You ain't no better than nobody. So I ain't gotta have no conversation with you. And if you weren't bold enough to actually stand face to face to say what you said, and you had, you know what I'm saying, you had just enough gumption to mumble it, but not enough guts to really stand there and deal with the repercussions of what you said, I don't want to talk to you no way because you're a coward. I'm not going to give you an opportunity to get out of context with me. Because I ain't bothering you. And if you own that type of demon time, like what's wrong with you? Sound like a you problem, not a me problem. Because I promise you, I'm unbothered. You're bothered. You better go shake it off. So again, she handled that wrong anyway. She handled that all wrong. If he did say a slick comment, okay. And the world keep on spinning. One monkey ain't stop no show. Go on, finish shopping and let the haters hate. But the reason why, I'm going to tell you why she didn't do that. Because Black women are too confrontational. Too confrontational. It's a couple of reasons. First of all, you're masculine and you're confrontational. Second of all, it hurts your feelings and it hurts your ego when white men open up about how they don't like you. Because you live with a white man in your head and you think that they are nice and you think Mr. Cartwright wants you and you think that he like you and you are looking for validation from him in any way, shape, or form that you can get it, it really hurts your feelings and boggles your mind that he would come out of his mouth with something disrespectful to you. And the other reason is y'all always think that little phone, pulling out that little phone, putting somebody on Front Street, everybody don't care about that. It was a white man that just snatched the wig off of a Black woman walking down the street. They don't care about you. White men clowns you. They do it behind your back and they do it in front of your face. White men do not like you. Do you understand that? No, you don't get it. And so he got to put his hands on you. He got to disrespect you. He got to talk slick to you. And you still don't get it. Y'all think that little camera gonna make somebody act right. Mr. Cartwright been a savage. We civilized him. He ain't civilized nobody. He uncivilized. He's an undisciplined, uncivilized, non-washing, non-cleaning savage. And he's always been that. And he ain't never gonna be nothing else. That's who Mr. Cartwright is. You think he's something else. You believe the smoke screen. You believe the image that he put out about himself, that he's so, debonair and he's so polite and he's so this and so that. He only do that to his own benefit and to his own end. He don't do that for you. He don't do it for nobody else's benefit. He do it for his own. Because he know that he cannot move through this world comfortably being who he really is at all times. He got to put the mask on so he can move around. His appearance value and his mobility depends on the mask that he put on. And Black women as a whole continue to drink the Kool-Aid about that mask. This is why y'all have allowed yourself to be played by him and his system, Mr. Cartwright and his systems. We're going to really get into it. Thank you, Ruminant said, when a demon runs up on a demon, your son husband can't do anything with Mr. Cartwright either, and he's showing you better than he can tell you. Exactly. So before we head into this break, I'm going to say this because after the break, we really going to cook what's really happening here. He attacked her, which I don't condone. I don't condone random violence. I really don't. But she's not a victim She's a volunteer. Y'all are going to stop running up on these men, these white men, like you think you can run up on a brother. See, it's the brothers that'll take it easy on you. 9 times out of 10, a brother take it easy. What happened at that hot dog stand with Carlisha was the 10th time. Notice I said 9 times out of 10. That guy was number 10. But the previous 9 times, he's not going to do that. He's not going to put his hands on you. He'll go head on. He may argue, may say some words to you, but he's not going to really put his hands on you. See, that's the grace that you get from the brother. White men don't have that at all. Especially not for you, Black woman. You think you can divest to him. You think that you can run to him. You think that you can take cover underneath him. But there are a few very key reasons why he will never, ever, ever accept you. Thank you, Mass Man, saying white men just want the Black woman dollars, just like Dr. Umar. Thank you, Norman, for the super sticker. And thank you, Insane Optimist, say preach. We definitely gonna do that. Thank you. Thank you so much, Elder B, and said this sister thought she had it like that. Too many hyenas think everybody want them. They're in for a rude awakening. Very rude. Thank you so much for that. What we're going to do right now is head to a commercial break, and then we're going to really break down why this is going to keep happening. If y'all keep walking up to these white men and getting around these white men, getting fresh with them, you're going to run into more and more. See, they're not scared of nothing. They're not scared. They're certainly not scared of you. And see, it's not because, see, y'all are unprotected because you want to be unprotected. It's not because Black men aren't capable of the protection. It's that you sold us under the bus, and you sold Black men. You threw them under the bus too. And you accepted things. You accepted certain things, and you sold your community, and you sold your soul. And he know that. Mr. Cartwright know that. And he act accordingly, even if you can't. But anyway, after these messages, we'll be right back.
Hey, brothers, I want to tell you about a website called blackmenszone.com. Now, Black Men's Zone is a site that specifically targets Black men. It's a place where Black men talk about issues that solely affect them. Now, at Black Men's Zone, the topics will range from news to society, sports, technology, business, food and recipes. Some brothers got to cook too. Gaming, and some of your brothers like doing some of that. Health and fitness, got to get your workout on. Music, movies, and many other topics. Now, there's not many forums around these days for Black men, and because Black men have to create them. Now, this particular website is more of a forum based, something simple, not social media. You can write what you need to write, say what you need to say, get on, get off pretty quick. But if you're interested, brothers, to at least go there, and I want you to check it out, engage in the topics, go to blackmenszone.com, sign up for an account, and get engaged in the conversation.
All right, so you heard the brother. Listen, go to blackmenszone.com. Go ahead and set up. Now, this particular forum is specifically a black male space along the same lines, where black men can go and speak to each other and among each other about various different topics that affect them. It's a masculine space so that they can do so uninterrupted and be able to go and share their thoughts without too much censorship and being canceled and things of that nature. So if you are a brother and you're looking for a space to learn from one another, talk to one another, discuss things with one another, this is the perfect place. I've pinned the link at the top of the chat, blackmenszone.com. Go ahead and register, become part of the conversation, or start it. So I owe y'all a bam, 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 bam. You gotta hit the like button, bam, bam. You gotta I definitely owed you a bam, bam, bam. Thank you so much, Brother Ben. I really appreciate it, Big Ben. I said Brother Ben, but thank you so much. Thank you, Coolisa. I went on a safari tour in South Africa, thought about you. When we got to the hyenas, my tour guide told me the hyenas urinate and defecate in their drinking water and then bathe in it. That is very gross. Okay. All right. Now, we're going to get into why this is happening. All right. Nobody's trying to protect you because you forfeit your protection as a group. As a group of women, you forfeit the protection because you always somewhere popping off and not paying attention or listening to anybody's advice on how to behave. We keep telling y'all to behave in a feminine way. That was not feminine. If somebody say something and it's off and they ain't touch you, they didn't come touch you, she went into that man's face and then he hit her. See, she could have kept going. And you just be mad that he said something crazy to you, whatever. Y'all always call yourself feeling disrespected. Who knows what you said? But we're not going to go back over that. Okay? So why did he attack? That's what we want to talk about right now, right? Thank you, D, said being above black people binds Mr. and Mrs. Cartwright. These divestment women are trying to be Keisha Cartwright, similar to the status Candace Owens thinks she has achieved. Exactly, because Candace has not achieved what she thinks she didn't achieve either. Okay. Why did he attack? He attacked because Mr. Cartwright does not and has never seen black women's humanity nor their femininity. I will repeat that. Mr. Cartwright attacks physically, will attack a black woman physically because he does not and he has never, ever recognized or acknowledged black women's humanity, nor has he recognized or acknowledged black women's femininity. He's never done that. He's never done that. How many of y'all realize that that's what this is? You've been begging since Sojourner Truth was talking about Ain't I a Woman. She's been begging Mr. Cartwright ever since then to see her humanity and to, most of all, see her femininity. And he don't. He don't. He don't see you as a human. And he don't see you as a woman. Okay. they don't like you. To the deepest level of their core, they don't like you. This is why you are not at the top of their list at all for coming to get you and marrying you. And that's happening on a very, very small percentage that individual white man will come and get specific black women and marry them. That's not happening on no large scale, and it never will. Because culturally speaking, Mr. Cartwright does not and has never and will not recognize nor acknowledge a black woman's humanity nor her femininity. Them busting you down ain't got nothing to do with nothing. It ain't a whole lot of things breathing and walking around that Mr. Cartwright ain't bust down. So it ain't special that he do that to you. Okay? Y'all always think it's something special about a man busting you down. No, it ain't. How many times we got to tell you? How many times men got to tell you that they will bust down women they don't like? Especially if she just make herself available. Why not? That's how men approach that. Why not? Like, she's available. Y'all falls at Mr. Cartwright's feet. Why not? They already feel at liberty and privilege to access you because you've always made yourself accessible to them, regardless of the atrocities that they commit upon you and your people. You've always made yourself sexually available to them. They feel like it's a right of theirs to put their hands on you, whether it be sexual or violent. They don't care. Either way. Thank you, MIA. Say, big sis, what you cooking over here? Oh, get you a plate. Go ahead, get you a plate. Like I said, you've been begging for him to see you as a human and as a woman for centuries, and he won't do it. Here's the other thing. Here's the other thing. The only woman that's a woman in Mr. Cartwright's eyes is Mrs. Cartwright. She the only one. His whole culture and creed is based on upholding Mrs. Cartwright as the pinnacle of femininity and womanhood. He don't have nobody else that he feel that way about. Even other women, Asian women and stuff like that. Every other woman is an object to him, a plaything or a means to an end. The only one that's worthy in his culture and in his eyes is Mrs. Cartwright. That's all. She the only one. And she better act right. But he do acknowledge her humanity and her femininity. He acknowledges that. And he try to make the world acknowledge it. He has crafted her appearance value in such a way as to hide her shortcomings from the world. And he'll marry her still. And he'll have kids by her still. And he'll do that for her. He won't do it in mass for other women, even if he liked them other women. They a means to an end to him or an object to him. So he may not necessarily think lowly of other women like he do you. He think lowly of you. Like white men don't think lowly of Asian women. She just not necessarily his preference. He'll take her if a white woman, if not a white woman, right? But he think lowly of you. And this is why he think lowly of you. Because he know what he made you. He know who you are because he made you. Thank you, Chano said, white man or not, he's still a man. No respect for authority while entering into the lion's den. She really mad at his articulate definition of her. See, that hurt her heart. That's why she came back over there with that phone. That hurt everything within her. But this is what I'm getting to as well, Chano. And thank you. Why it hurt her? Because he's a deity to her. She get rejected by the entity that she has put on a pedestal and deified. He know what he made you. See, he already don't see your humanity because of who you are. But he also don't see your femininity because he created and allowed a system to flourish that stripped you of it. And he know you bought that hook, line, and sinker. So he know what he made you. He know he made you a monster. A traitorous, backstabbing, disloyal monster. And he will never, you will never be Mrs. Cartwright. Ever. He know what he made you. He made you as a destroyer of family and a destroyer of children and a eater of men. You won't be allowed to come to him and do that. He's not going to let you do it. And he don't feel that way about you no way. He don't like you no way. You, like I said before, other women, aside from Mrs. Cartwright, are means to an end. You are a means to an end, Black woman. That's why he gave you fem. That's why he let Mrs. Cartwright give you an ideology that would destroy you from the inside out and then forbid her from it. He put a stop to a lot of that little different little foolishness there. She got into some foolishness. He admit that it bit him in the butt a little bit too. He admit. That's why he be red pilled and raged out and all that. That's why. But they put a lot of little stop to that foolishness because she don't lead the charge of baby deletions and Planned Parenthood. That's for you. She don't lead the charge in destroying her family to the point where they can't build communities. That's for you. She got that little feminism and she'll do a little march. But see, when the chips is down, she knew to vote for Trump. Do you understand that? She knew what side of the bread the butter was on. You don't. See, she got all that little feminism and women's lib and she want to work and blah, 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 blah. But he stopped her short talking about some she don't need no man. Stopped her short on that. And you got white women that'll take their men through child support, take their men through alimony. But you see what DeSantis did in Florida. Oh, we're going to stop that. You're not going to do that. We're going to stop that. You're not going to run us ragged. We let you have your fun. We stop you. He made you a monster. And he knows that you deified him. And he knows that if he was to accept you, you would do your best to not be that monster. But he also knows you can't turn it off. That deifying and worshiping him is a part of the lost value system that he made sure you was in. So he don't accept that. Because as long as you put him on that platform, he know where your mind at. It's in that same space that you destroyed your man for. So the switch is there. So he already know. You can't do nothing about that. That's going to come out because he programmed it in you for generations now. He know what you're going to do. Only his woman is a woman to him, not you. He's a savage. Mr. Cartwright is a savage and a brute. And that's all he is. And that's what he going to always be to you. He could be nice to you. Chad Wheeler. That woman thought that man liked her. He beat her until he thought she was dead. I don't know if y'all remember the details to that story. He thought he had beaten her to death. He left her in the room. Listen what I say. And he was going about his little day with her laying there, what he thought was a cadaver. He left her there. He was going in and out of that apartment, not paying it no attention, not even worried about hiding the body and doing nothing else to it. It was only when she stirred, she said he looked over to her and said, "Oh, I thought you were dead." Y'all not gonna get it. You're not gonna get it. Thank you, Top Boxer saying the family that praised Mr. Cartwright had his way and still said, "I'm not leaving my wife." Something black women in real life fail to understand. Exactly. Thank you, Stardust said, "I am become death, destroyer of worlds." Thank you, Chano said, "Since you got your degree." Yeah, exactly. Y'all are going to stop jumping in these men's faces like this. Especially Mr. Cartwright. He ain't playing with none of that. He already see you as an animal. And in his mind, you put animals down. He don't got no mercy for that. Whatever that man said, let that man say that and go into the soup aisle and get that little nasty soup he want. Let him go ahead on over there. Huh? You know his cart full of stuff that's nasty. You trying to figure out what is you making with them ingredients. You got the hodgepodge ingredients. What is you even making in there? Let him go ahead on. His little hand cart full of Ezekiel bread, a can of cat food, one of them protein milk drinks that's real nasty. and vegan cheese. Let him say that stupid stuff and go in there loud. Thank you, H-back. So young fool only know at the end. Do you understand? Emperor Palpatine. Exactly. And this at the end, they still can't get it. They worse than Anakin. You were supposed to destroy the Sith, not join them. Like he told Anakin, can't you see that Emperor, the Senator Palpatine is evil? In my eyes, the Jedi are evil. He said, well, then you are lost. Like, what we been teaching you, boy? Boy! Thank you, Eric. Said the sermon right here, preach Kendra, sadly, this will go over the heads of many of the hyenas. It definitely will. No, I ain't saying there's something wrong with Ezekiel bread. I was just saying he got a little weird little hand cart full of stuff. It's weird. Y'all know them hand cart little ingredients be weird together. Y'all reading too much into the cart. That's really what I wanted to say about it. Y'all are in these men's faces. These white men faces. they don't care. They don't care at all about you or how you feeling. Or whether what they say to you hurts your feelings or is rude. They don't care. Thank you, H. Back again. Say you would pay the price for your lack of vision. Exactly. Right. That's why I say she not a victim. She a volunteer because she went back over there. Obviously, there was some type of altercation or incident. Leave it alone. You went back over there. And he called me a black bee. And that's the first time you've been called one of them? I doubt that highly. They know you got rid of your covering. That's why you feel like he can slap you in your face. It's not that black men never cared about you or they want to see you hurt. You just have dismissed them. And Mr. Cartwright know that because he gave you the program that you enacted in order to dismiss them. He know that you're by yourself. That's why that guy that shot that supermarket up in Buffalo, what was that? Earlier this year, last year, it was last year. And it was black. He going in there shooting y'all because you're fishing a barrel because they know you're not protected. Again, not because black men are cowards, not because black men have never been able to protect you, but because you dismissed the protection. You misused the protection. And even in that case, it was a black man that lost his life trying to protect. And you went back over there. He was over there trying to see which carton of bone broth he was gonna buy. And you came back over there talking about, and he called me a black bee, and then he smacked you to emphasize what he thought about you. Since him saying it wasn't enough, I guess he said he show you better than he tell you. Now y'all want black men to hunt this man down, talking about it was a racist attack. That attack didn't have nothing to do with him being racist. And he may have been or he may not have been. But it had more to do with a chick he don't even value or see nothing in, feeling like she could come over there and say something to him. That's what he felt like. You know they feel superior. They feel all the superiority over you that you feel like he got over you. So to a point, it's like, how dare you talk to me, scum? You're scum. And he said as much to her. You're scum. You don't have the right to talk to me. You're a scumbag. Look at you with your red hair and your mask, and you're a scumbag. Why are you over here trying to converse with me or interact with me at all? You're a scumbag. What? You're a scumbag. Didn't you hear what I said? Stop thinking that they're gonna be nice. They're not nice. Where do you think 400-500 years of chattel slavery come from? From people that's nice? Where do you think the colonization of the various countries in Africa come from? Because they nice. They're not even nice to each other. How long did Ireland have a civil war? Because they nice. The whole concept of America started because the UK kicked out what they thought was the scum of their society, and they nice because they nice. They burned down Black Wall Street because they nice. They started a whole Ku Klux Klan thing that's still going strong today because they nice. Still ain't figured out who Mr. Cartwright really is, because you don't want to see it. That's why you in the shape you in. And you think that you're going to be able to replace Mrs. Cartwright. You missed the other side of it. He uses her against you. She's with him. She don't like you either. She definitely don't like you, because she know you want her spot. You want my spot flash? She know that. So she goes over there and she po-mouth to you like she's against Mr. Cartwright. She's never been against Mr. Cartwright. You don't form an organization called Daughters of the Confederacy to spread the lie of the lost cause narrative because you don't like your man. You do it because he all you got and you love his dirty draws. That's why you do it. She told you you don't need no man. She knows she need her. Because without Mr. Cartwright being in the position he in, she can't be in the position she in. She know what side of the bread the butter is on. You don't, fool. Anyway, let me go ahead and see, do we got any Cash App? Let's see. Thank you, Stanley, and thank you, Antonius, for your contribution. Thank you for your contribution through Cash App. You know, I appreciate all of it. Did I get all of? Yeah, I got all of the super chats. All right. So what I want y'all to do is jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. If you have not, once again, I'm your host, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.